War on I-4 Diecast Racing.
Over the past year, the hobby of diecast racing has exploded. The most common diecasts used for racing are from Matchbox and Hot Wheels and a 1/64th scale. In today's video, we're going to explore a level 1 wheel modification for a 1/32 Jada Diecast car. These cars will be featured in the 2001 Big C's Gauntlet Grudge Race series. Over the next few weeks, I will post several videos showing you how to modify these cars to make them race capable. I will start with your simplest modifications and gradually progress all the way up to your more advanced modifications. So let's just jump right into it. Here we have two identical Toyota Supras made by Jada in their 1/32 scale. Prior to this video, I started modifying the Supra on the right. This will be Primo's car in Big C's Gauntlet Grudge Race. As you can see, the chassis is separated from the shell. You are only going to need one tool to separate the chassis from the body. And what I use is a number 1 Phillips screwdriver. Simply locate the screws, which are located underneath the chassis. Using your number 1 Phillips screwdriver, you're going to turn the screws counterclockwise until they are removed. After removing the screws and separating the chassis from the body, you will see the two sets of wheels in the inner compartment. Removing the inner compartment will expose the inner shell. Now let's focus on the wheels. Unlike 1/64 Hot Wheel diecast, the wheels are fixed to the axle and the wheels are rubber. For a level 1 modification, we will keep everything as is. To prep your wheels for racing, you're going to need a can of Racec Ultimate Polyurethane Clear Gloss. Now make sure it's the water base. This product can be found at Amazon, Home Depot, and Ace Hardware. You will also need a soft bristle paintbrush, which can be found on Amazon and any retail store. In addition to prepping your wheels, this product also works great for a clear coat after you spray painted your body, providing you use the proper spray paint. We will address that in a later video. Now, prior to applying the clear coat on your wheels, please inspect them and make sure they're free from any gouges, dents, or pits that will prohibit you from having a smooth finish. You will also notice your wheels have a tread pattern embedded into the rubber. That's not a problem. Once you clear coat the tires, they will fill in. Looking at the wheel that's in my right hand, which is to your left side, in comparison to the wheel that's in my left hand, there's a clear, shiny surface. Now I know it's hard to see, but this is going to be important to making your vehicle go fast. When applying the polyurethane to your wheels, I want to reiterate how important it is to use a soft bristle brush. For the best results, you want to apply a smooth, even coat around the entire surface of the rubber wheel. For me, I like to also apply that same coating on the actual rim itself. If you look closely, you'll see a white milky haze on all of the surfaces that I have applied the polyurethane to. Now, do not wipe this off. It will dry clear, I promise you. You will then repeat this process on the second set of wheels. Now it's very important only to do one side at a time. I use the side that's not coated as a base, so the wet part is never touching any surface. After the first coating, please allow appropriate time for the polyurethane to dry. One way to tell if there is no more white milky haze to the polyurethane, then it's okay to apply the next coating. As a rule of thumb, I recommend a minimum of 3 coats of polyurethane. Now you can apply up to as many as 10 coats without jeopardizing the integrity of the wheel. In the event you have a bulge or uneven surface after prepping your wheel, simply sand it smooth and apply 1 final coat of polyurethane. In this next segment, we'll address polishing the axles as well as applying graphite. I won't spend much time on this process because the application is the same as if you were working on a Hot Wheel 1/64 scale. Here are some of the items that are very useful to me when polishing an axle. First, you're going to need a high-speed Dremel. Second, you're going to need polishing wheels to attach to the Dremel. I have them here in various sizes. And finally, you're going to need a polishing compound. For me, this has worked well. I believe I found it on eBay. When it comes to polishing your axles, I recommend whatever method works best for you. Applying graphite to a wheel that's fixed to the axle is very different as to applying to an independently rotating wheel. It's actually quite easy. I prefer using the Pine Car Hobby Lube. It can be found on eBay for a tad under $8. When it comes to applying graphite, you want to generously coat both axles, the front and rear. You also want to coat the inner rim, which is going to make contact with the plastic chassis. And finally, you want to generously coat the entire chassis area where the axle is going to make contact. This can be achieved by using a very small paintbrush. And that concludes the video for a level 1 1/32 Jada wheel and axle modification. If you're interested in being a competitor in the Big C's Gauntlet Grudge Race, head on over to the War 094 Diecast Racing Facebook page, go to the event section and find the tournament. If you enjoyed this video and found the information useful, go ahead and hit the like button.
War on I for Diecast Racing.